And we're back with another episode of What's Hockey. It's playoff time. Keaton, let's go ahead and throw it over to you real quick. What you got for us?
Yeah, so I guess for around that hockey, we've got a couple coaches not returning. We've got Mike Sullivan, who's been let go from the Penguins organization. I think he was one of the longest tenured coaches, or at least top two or three. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think it was like a 10-year run for him with the Penguins organization. But they've called it quits. No idea why he was A, still with the Penguins organization, and B, the head coach of the USA team. I don't know. Either way,
Yeah, that still makes no sense
he's
at all.
56. I mean, he's got a winning record. I mean, I feel like a thing, change of scenery might help him. But I mean, if you've been somewhere for 10 years and you've stuck with it, I mean, it's pretty hard to change. And he probably just didn't change with the times. So this is what he's got to do, figure out what he's got to do. So there's a lot of vacancies heading into this offseason, so he'll probably get a job, but, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Whatever happens to him is up to him at that point. But yeah, Rick Tocchet will also not return for the Vancouver Canucks. He called it quits. He does not want to deal with that roster or the GM or that organization whatsoever. He might not even like Vancouver. Who knows?
It honestly sounds like that whole franchise, like the locker room atmosphere is just awful.
It just seems like a dumpster fire. I don't know, man. Because, I mean, even after they traded the troubled JT Miller, they didn't really turn much around. And I've heard that Quinn Hughes is not happy. And I think Quinn Hughes liked Rick Tocchet. So with him leaving, I don't think he would have much reason to stay in Vancouver if he had an option to leave. So honestly, I mean, if he has an enticing offer, I'd say go after it. But who knows if he's got like a no trade clause or whatever. Or
it's
if
so
the
wild to
Vancouver
me.
Canucks
Like if
just
you looked
try
at Vancouver's
repel
roster,
anything.
if you looked at that roster 12 months ago, I mean, like, why would anyone want to leave that?
So much
position?
changes,
like,
too.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, and I'm not an insider for Vancouver, but I feel like you're kind of the problem if you have all that talent, that young talent, honestly, and can't get it together. I know Thatcher Demko got injured, and so you had to deal with his injuries and all that. But I mean, it's just.
But I mean, I can't remember their goalie, but he stepped up in a big way. I think they re-signed him as well. So I mean, they are
the new guy,
happy with his production. I can't remember his name, but yeah. Either way, I mean, they were pretty close to making the playoffs, so it's not like they have a bad roster, or at least have had a bad roster. I don't know what could happen over the offseason, but yeah, he doesn't want to deal with them, so he'll most definitely get a job. I don't know if he's just stepping away for personal reasons and just does maybe not want to coach anymore, but I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. That's definitely on him. But either way, kind of crazy. So as far as playoffs are concerned, we do have a finished matchup, which is kind of crazy. The Devils have been eliminated. See ya.
They didn't really stand too much of a chance in this series. They did, get one back, the gentleman's sweep.
Honestly, that last game, they shot up 3-0 in the first period, and everyone was like, don't think the Canes are going to come back from this one. And look what they did.
That is true. They did go to a double OT. I am selling them pretty short right there. Dog, and double OT, like, okay, I do love the sudden death atmosphere of hockey, but yeah, it went on forever. Because you're the 18-minute intermissions again. Like, it's almost a brand new game when you go to
it's OT. Like, I think they're full periods as well, too.
They are full periods, yes. Yeah. 20-minute periods with 18-minute intermissions.
Didn't know if they were 15, but yeah, dude, it's nuts. Way too long. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they definitely fought it out. And I mean, honestly, I feel like someone at some point was just like, thank God it's over, because that's a long time.
The refs, it was a power play goal, so the refs probably called it just to get out of there. They're like, God, all right, let's speed it up. Penalty. Well, I didn't do anything. You tripped him. I saw it. That's a trip.
Yeah, it was a weak call, but we got to get the fuck home.
They're ready to go, man. I'm telling you, my goodness.
I don't know. Pretty
that's
ridiculous.
Fair. That one wasn't as big of a blowout as I was portraying it.
Big turnaround for Ottawa, though. They faced 3-0 and have now made it 3-2. So
now, and that's a team in Toronto.
Their last game was crazy too.
Yeah. The which one was that? That finished. I thought I had it pulled up too. I lost it.
I think it was 4-0. But yeah.
Yes, 4-0.
Classic
Ottawa.
Leafs just squandering their what was that, elimination series games that they're like 1-13 of. Like, that's ridiculous. That's nonsense.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
So I mean, I saw a tweet where they have had like 4 different coaches or something like that, and that's not really going to change it if it's all the same players.
It's a cursed franchise.
Could be. It could be a franchise thing. I mean, who knows? It could be a player core thing. I don't know.
I mean, I'm still expecting them to eliminate Ottawa, but God, the fact that you've had 2 opportunities.
Who knows, dog? They're coming back to Ottawa. They could win that game, make it a 7-game series, and still come back and win it.
Good grief.
It's a very unlikely chance. But I don't know. I think they played last night.
I'll pull it up right Swift. If they played last night, then no. Okay, my bad. Yeah, they play tomorrow. Sorry.
Nice. But yeah, we've got the Habs and Capitals and a few other games tonight. But that's another series that kind of surprised me. The Montreal Canadiens staying in there.
Yeah, I think like these are perfect examples of, because I mean, you and I obviously know who the favorite is. Most people would know the favorite, Washington in that one, Toronto or Carolina in the Devil series. I think every series, no matter of how big of an underdog or a title contender you have on the opposite side, I mean, each game has been, almost every game has been competitive in each of these series. Like, playoff hockey has its reputation for a reason. And I mean, you've seen it with Ottawa. They go to OT. They stave off elimination.
I love that it's a 7-game series too, because I mean, anything can happen in any game. So there's just a lot of topsy-turvy bullshit with, especially Ottawa winning 4-0. I mean, who would have thunk?
Yeah. No, 100%. Man. I mean, and I love the bitterness that's created when you're fighting someone for 7 games in a row. I love the rivalries that are created.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously,
they all hate each other.
Yeah. And most of these teams, like you've played in the division for, I forget the exact number of times you play a division opponent, but you've played them plenty.
It's like
and then
something.
This is your 5th year in the NHL. I mean, 5 years into this thing, you hate your opponent with a deadly.
You played at least like 30 games over the course of your career, and you probably hate them.
You probably hate them, even though Ottawa, I feel like every player on their roster is brand new.
Especially with like Dallas and Colorado, they've met up in the playoffs so often. So, I mean, that too. Just a bunch of stuff like that.
The Kings and Edmonton.
The Kings and Oilers, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Don't know what's going on there. Honestly, with the Kings, I thought that they had that series in a bag, and after this last game, I don't know what's going on.
One more
they
Edmonton
did have the best
victory
home
and we're done
record,
here.
But they did have a home loss. So it is a 3-2 series in favor of Edmonton. So
next
who knows if they'll make it a
Edmonton.
7-game series. We'll see. I do think that they are the better team, but the Oilers, they get lucky, and they do have the best player on their roster. So who knows?
It's going to be in Edmonton too. That is going to be really tough for the Kings to get over. I thought honestly, that's just an extremely evenly matched setup in the bracket, just between. I think the Kings have great attacking play. I think the Oilers defense
it could also just be a coaching thing with the Kings too, because I mean that third game he made a challenge that probably shouldn't have been challenged, and it was basically what happened to the Lightning, where they challenged a goal, it stood, and they got on the power play, and it got a goal immediately. So it was just kind of a dumb thing. They came back and won it, and I think it was like a 3-0 lead at one point, and they came back to win like 5-4, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but either way, it was just a dumb thing, and they came back and won just to, just to win. So I don't know, man. Definitely, as far as coaching, could be a question mark. I know they fired their coach last season, but I don't know, man. They've got a great core of players, and they're all solid. But I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that game tomorrow night's going to be stupendous. I think, like, especially with it being, and I guess it's the majority of games right now, or are they all elimination games? Jesus Christ, I'm expecting. You're fighting for your team's life right now. For every series except for Winnipeg and St. Louis. That's the only team not on an elimination game, but these upcoming games are going to be hectic, just insane.
Yeah, and I bet the series that surprised you the most is probably Winnipeg versus St. Louis.
I would say that's fair. I did not expect St. Louis to be in it the way they are.
Win any games.
I didn't think Hellebuck would be this bad. I mean, he's been pulled in back-to-back games this series. Like, he has genuinely been.
I mean, it was in St. Louis, to be fair, and they do have that advantage. But I mean, still, he didn't really play that well in that first game. And I think the second game he played okay. It was just a 2-1 win
talks. He's been in MVP talks. This is just.
But I mean, even last season he didn't play well in the playoffs, and I think even before that he was awful in the playoffs. So he's just a regular season veteran. Who knows?
And credit to St. Louis too. I mean, I absolutely.
They're playing a hell of a season. I think I saw a record where I think it was after the trade deadline, they're the best team in the NHL.
Oh, really? I know they went on that mean
and they
run.
Didn't really do anything as far as bringing in a bunch of players. I mean, they got Cam Fowler, but that's about it. Well, that wasn't really at the trade deadline.
But it was around that time, was it not? Within a month of that? Was it a month before? I was halfway through the year.
Boy, the
trade deadline was what, March?
Dude, Jim Montgomery was let go in November.
Nah, you don't know anything.
Oh my God, this guy does not know anything. Dude, he's been with the Blues for a long time.
A long time? It's been 3 months. Maybe 4.
More than that. Boy, maybe 5.
5,
anyway,
that's not that
this
much.
Guy doesn't know shit. Anyway.
I'm trying to find when he was hired, but I can't find it.
Boy, November or December. One of those two.
Hired. Yeah.
Because it wasn't long after he was fired.
It was November 24th, basically December. And December is basically January.
Basically
so that's
December.
3 months ago.
Okay, this guy doesn't know shit.
That was 4 months ago.
He's coached a hell of a team. They had a good spurt here and there. But I mean, honestly, credit to their players. I didn't say splurt, idiot.
Why would you say it now? No, yeah, their attack's been very nice to watch. Actually, man, I think I picture them as more dump it, or I guess rush to get as many shots up, not worry about the quality. But that's been the opposite. They've definitely gone more towards taking a quality shot over just throwing it on net.
Also helps when Hellebuck's trash, so
And Hellebuck is playing like trash, so yeah.
I also noticed Kyle Connor really hasn't been much involved in this series either, as far as points are concerned. But
I could have sworn I think only one game of the series he didn't have a point. I thought that's what I saw.
Is it?
I mean, I can check right quick.
You could definitely check.
Yeah, I'll give it a look-see while you keep talking.
But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like an interesting,
There's only one game this series Kyle Connor didn't get a point in.
So 3 points?
No, he's got 5 points.
Well, I mean, as far as points leaders are concerned, he's not up there.
5 in 4 games isn't bad, dog.
I mean, he was one of the leaders in goals and points over the course of the season.
You just want to slander him. You want to slander any Jet you can.
He's awful. They're all awful.
They're all awful. Okay.
Yeah. So the Wild in Vegas are playing a hell of a series as well.
Boy, are they.
Unfortunately, they did take that OT loss. I did see where, I can't remember who it was, but he scored a goal, but they ruled it offsides for bullshit reasons. It's the rule, but fuck that.
Was that the one where they like challenged from like 7 minutes earlier?
It could have been. I don't know. I don't know exactly it was, but I remember the celebration being like, a thing because he did like the running man on ice, which is kind of funny.
Boy.
But he's just running away with it, Get it?
Yeah.
Guess you don't get it. I don't think you get it.
But
anyway, sucks, man. Just offsides, Can't be offsides.
Can't be offsides like that, man. It's a pretty simple rule.
They take it to OT and end up losing against the Knights. So I mean that is a definitely interesting series. Each game has been kind of a crazy thing. I mean the last two in Minnesota were definitely Minnesota's way, but I don't know, man. Could be any series.
I think. Well, I'm glad that it's that way because I think when we were picking our bracket, I believe we both took Vegas and pretty comfortably in that one. We did.
I just figured the injury and the disconnect as far as just not being on the ice for so long. I don't know. With like Kirill Kaprizov and all them players.
Getting him back.
I think Zuccarello probably
Eriksson
got
Ek.
hurt as well.
Zook had a bump. I know Ek had missed some games. Ek back, but
right. I mean, with all of them healthy, they're a stellar team. I mean, they were, I think, number one at one point. No, they were probably two, just because of the Jets were.
I mean, between
early,
Kaprizov and Boldy's connection too has. I mean,
they're great together.
Been lightning in a bottle. It's been perfect this entire playoff run.
I think they're top as far as points and goals. I think Kaprizov has 5 goals.
I mean,
he's got 5 goals in the series, which is crazy. And he's got 9 points, so he's assisted. No, he doesn't. He got 9 points because he's got 4 assists.
Yeah, no, man, he's been stupendous.
Crazy.
That's a great series. They're going to go ahead and play tomorrow night as well.
I hope they get
that
to
will
7,
be in Minnesota.
But I'd be happy if they end up, proving me wrong and the Wild win that series because that'd be pretty cool to see. But
I think outside of Dallas, I would love every one of these series to go to Game 7. I mean, 1, it's been fantastic hockey. 2, if we don't go to Game 7, that means we win tomorrow night's game. So
we can't already have all the series go to 7. Unfortunately, the Devils couldn't do it.
I need everyone in the Western Conference to go to 7 just to exhaust themselves out for when they finally play Dallas. We'll be all right. But and getting into the Stars and Colorado Avs, we played 3 games, Keaton, since we last recorded. Winning 2, losing 1. And I'll
lose a game.
I took a little bit of noticias, or that's just news, I think. I took some notes on the games, of course. Game 3, your boy Jamie Benn had to get on the score sheet. So the one thing I loved about this game was that it was our veterans who brought it home for us. So it was Ben and Sagan get our 2 goals. It was 2-1. We go to overtime, and that's where Sagan wins the game.
How's it 2-1 if we go to overtime?
Well, it was 1-1, and then we win in overtime. 2-1.
There you go.
The game in overtime. But what I really loved on that break too was Mikko Rantanen playing some great defense. He knocks the puck off one dude, battles him against the wall, pushes it up, gets it to Marchment, and then from there, Marchment's able to get an assist off to Sagan, lays it off, Sagan puts it in. Game over. We take a 2-1 series lead at that point. And what I was alluding to earlier was that Ben and Sagan are the ones leading from the front. That goes forward into the series. You see Wyatt picking it up later on. But in the absence of Marchment and Miro, and Harley hadn't started too hot, I mean, we need goal scoring from somewhere. And so to have it from a guy who missed the entire second half of the season with Sagan, and to have it with Jamie Benn, who I don't want to say he's been struggling, but he's not anywhere near who he used to be as a captain. So see that, I mean, that was very, very nice for sure. Game 4 was abysmal. We went ahead and lost 4-0. We might as well not have
Great
even
game.
taken the ice. Yeah, Ottinger had to be pulled. It was just a genuine disaster. Their first goal was a shorty, actually. So, I mean, we were killing it. McKinnon scores on the power play. The last goal, too, was a shot from, who shot that? Did I write it down? I didn't write it down, but it goes off Bischel's skate and 5 holes Casey to Smith. I mean, like, nothing went right in that game. So, yeah, we lose game 4, 4-0.
I will say that Avs fans didn't like how apparently Jamie Benn stole the game puck from McKenzie because he got the shutout in his first playoff game. But apparently all he did was just, like, shoot it over there. And Avs fans are irate for no reason.
They're probably upset with more things than just that. And I'll tell you why. Because game 5,
they won the game 4-0.
The Dallas Stars go ahead and take a 3-2 series lead after winning the game in decided fashion. 6-2 is your final score there. Stars open the game, but 9 seconds into the game, Wyatt Johnson scores a goal. It's Thomas Harley. Seconds later, no, I'm sorry, I wrote that down wrong. With seconds left in the period. I'm really good at reading my own writing, if we're being honest. And then our next goal comes a minute into the second period. It is Mikko Rantanen from Rope Hintz. He finally tallies his first goal of the playoffs, and against his former team. At some points in this series, he seemed like he was working for the former team. But no, he puts it in. He had a fantastic game. I forget the total number of points he finished with. I should have wrote it down, but he had at least 3, I think it was. I believe so. And, I mean, we dominated the game. The Avs, of course, do get 2 back. One from Lehkonen, who it was shot from Natchez, or it's like one of those pass shots in front of the net. Lehkonen tips it up. They score. And then McKinnon, he like holds off Duchesne. Duchesne's shoving McKinnon. McKinnon's too big, too strong, pushes by him, shoots, scores. Those were consecutive goals. It went from 3-1 to 3-2. But again, I mean, your Stars just they balled out genuinely. Wyatt did score again later in the game to go ahead and get a brace for today. And wait, I thought he only get. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, he got the 4th goal. 3 minutes left in the second period. Wyatt power play goal from Matt Duchesne. So yeah, no, Wyatt started this series very cold. He has struggled, so to see that in our last game, that's what we need from him. I mean, we paid him. We're expecting him to become our star, essentially. So yeah, we go ahead and win that one 6-2. He is a star with the help of Wyatt, with Rantanen, with our stars. Harley involved with was it Hintz? Hintz got the empty netter. I mean, yeah, true. And so, yeah, we're going into Thursday up 3-2 on the series. We're going to Colorado for that, where we went 1-1, or no, yeah, 1-1 over there. Keaton, what do you expect out of the remainder of the series?
No idea, dog. You'll probably go to 7 games.
Nice, man. I really hope not. I do feel like we will go to 7. I think Colorado's going to take it at home. And then when Game 7 comes around here in Dallas, I expect us to close it out. But yeah, so Blackwood had a horrible Game 5. Ottinger had a horrible Game 4. I kind of feel like DeSmith might get the next start, not because of Ottinger.
I honestly think that the Game 4 for Ottinger was actually pretty good. It was just the amount of shots on goal that he was facing. They just wanted to change it up. Because he was at like 36 to 38, and he let in 3. That's not bad.
You know, that's pretty fair, actually. I don't think he was on it. Like, what he did
he wasn't bad. He just faced too many shots on goal, and the defense wasn't letting it help out. I don't know. I just feel like they changed it just to let him rest. I don't think that there was any bad play on his part for any reason. I just feel like they just let him rest for the next game, get it out of his system because he was just facing too many shots.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's fair as well. You don't want him to completely get destroyed, lose confidence,
have PTSD for any reason. Yeah.
No, that's totally fair. And they did start him the very next game. I think you mentioned rest, and I feel like in the regular season, maybe
it's more of a mental rest, not necessarily
like,
physical or anything. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't play goalie. I don't know how tired they get, but I know in the regular season they play about 3 games and then they rest, right? And so they play about a week and then they give the game to the backup. And I feel like in past seasons, the backup goalie comes in normally around game 4 or 5. I think Hellebuck started
60-something games, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's Hellebuck. There's a reason he was in the MVP conversation that we mentioned earlier.
There's a reason why they're almost about to lose this series.
Yeah, that is kind of true, too. But no, I would have expected DeSmith to maybe even start that last game. But yeah,
I mean, he's not a bad goalie, but I just feel like that they probably just wanted to manage his mental state, didn't want to get him too, I guess, jumpy for any reason. Because, I mean, if he's facing too many shots on goal in the next game, they don't really shoot as much, but much more quality. I don't know. Could give you a little bit more jumpy. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing, too.
Not really knowing what to expect.
I think DeSmith, Craig Ludwig was talking about from DLLS, and this was a month or 2 ago. DeSmith had a few good games, and he was talking about how Ottinger, after he scores, he kind of like scowls at his players, and DeSmith kind of has a more like, all right, we'll get past it, we'll get over it mentality. So I think, and he was basically alluding to that players feel they can be comfortable or calmer around goaltenders that are like that. So essentially, like if we were to give Ottinger a shot, or I'm sorry, DeSmith a shot here in the playoffs, one, I know he's talented enough to do it, so I trust that, but also the mental makeup, I think it sounded like players want to play for him, and he's, to me, like a pretty calm and trustworthy goaltender, so if he is going to get a game here soon with Game 6, I doubt it'd be Game 7. I mean, I'd feel fine with that, I'd feel pretty comfortable.
I feel like a scowl is better than him blaming the whole team, so...
Yeah, no, I mean, well, so like what Craig Ludwig was saying too, it wasn't just like a scowl and move on. It was kind of like
playing really well. That's all I mean.
I know, and look, again, it's a minor thing. More than anything, I was just trying to compliment Casey DeSmith, if he's not shit on Ottinger.
Nice dude. He's definitely shitting on Ottinger.
Yeah, totally. That's more of what I meant. Nice, that's a pretty good one. So yeah, Game 6 I'm a little nervous about, but I do feel Game 7 here in Dallas, we can go ahead and take care of that one.
Nice, dude.
Tampa and Florida played a game last night, Keaton. I feel like you've been on the pulse of this series from the beginning. What do you think of that one?
Definitely a chippy series. They do not like each other. Brandon Hagel on the hit for Barkov started a bunch of nonsense and it's just continued. He's not going to be playing this next game because he most likely got a concussion from that big ass hit that, who was it? Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad just threw his bow right at his jaw.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stay. I mean, I'll say that's probably a dirty hit. I'm not a big rule analytics guy, so I have no idea, but looked pretty bad. It was also pretty funny. I think it was TNT or one of those broadcasts, maybe ESPN, but they were about to show Aaron Ekblad the highlights, and they ended up showing Messier's highlights and him doing the exact same thing 30 years ago, and he's just like, come on, guys, that was 30 years ago. So yeah, definitely not a good hit, but it's in hockey. It's a thing that happens. So he ended up getting suspended 2 games, so he did get I guess the worst of it. Who knows if old boy comes back? What's his name? Brandon Hagel. So who knows if he'll end up, who knows if they'll end up playing that Game 6, I guess. So, Yeah. I also saw something where John Cooper is probably not going to be there next year if they end up losing in the first round.
Intrigue.
I mean, they do have a lot of hype, and I would assume they have expectations that just haven't been met over the past few
No, that's
seasons.
fair. And as
I'm
much
pretty sure they
success they've
won
had in the
back-to-back
past,
cups
I
like
believe it
a
was
few
back to
years
back.
ago,
Yeah.
like not too long ago. So, I mean, they've got that expectation, and Florida's definitely a pretty good team. I will say that John Cooper definitely pointed it out that I think it's the GM or something like that is related to the person that does player safety hearings.
Okay,
So
I
pretty
thought
much
that
as far as any kind of
I know what you're talking about.
collusion
I think that
aspect is
video.
concerned.
I feel like that video might have been fake.
Could it have been?
Yeah, some of the words he was saying, it looked like he wasn't mouthing the sound that came out. I don't know
Either
how
way.
authentic that video was.
He's been calling him out for hits either way, so I wouldn't be surprised. But either way, even if he didn't call it out, that is something that is speculation. So who knows? Definitely, of course, he's given that 2-game suspension, so it's not like a big deal. But as far as that Brady Kachuk hit, it could have been suspension worthy or at least fine worthy. I don't know if he got fined, but definitely a no call at the end of that. I think it was game 4. So yeah, like I said, I mean, there's just a bunch of hits and they're all just paying each other back and it's not going to stop. So should be a pretty good one. I expect the Panthers to close it out tonight if they end up having an issue. But I don't know, man. John Cooper's pretty pissed and he just seems to be I think it was the second game. He just fucked that game up, letting the Panthers score so many goals.
And that
so
nonsense
many,
challenge he had as well.
Yeah. It was the same thing with Jim Hiller and the Kings, so who knows?
Yeah. Big yikes, getting in your own way.
That's what he does, man. Old Michael Keaton looking ass.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Should be a good series. Hopefully, we should expect to close that out tonight as well as the other game.
Yeah. Well, hey, why don't we go straight to picking them games? Last week, Keaton, you went ahead and pulled off a beautiful 7-1 record, while I managed a measly, paltry 4-4 garbage.
Pretty average.
This week, Keaton, today's games, we got the Canadians traveling to the nation's capital, taking on the Capitals. Capitals are a -1.5. Who are you taking there?
I don't know. That'll be an interesting series, or rather game. It has been an interesting series, especially with the last few games going into overtime, and I think that last game just kind of ran away with it. As far as the Canadians are concerned, if I'm not mistaken. So I think I'm gonna roll with the Capitals just to close it out. I think they'll just have a little bit more motivation behind that, just to finish it out. It was game 3, not 4. But either way, hopefully we'll get that ended, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say they close it out as well, but in overtime, meaning Montreal covers with +1.5. Give me Montreal. Moving on, Keaton, we have the battle for Florida. It's the Panthers traveling to Tampa, where the Lightning are -1.5 at home. Who are you taking there?
I'm taking the Panthers, as stated before. That +1.5 is just much too generous, and I don't think that John Cooper's going to finish it.
I agree. That's way too generous. I don't understand why they're getting the +1.5. Nonetheless, they are. Last game for today.
As dirty as they are, they've been hitting. So I don't think that the Lightning are going to be much of a match.
Yeah, I'll take Panthers +1.5 as well. Now we have the Blues traveling to Winnipeg to take on the Jets. The spread in that one is Winnipeg -1.5. Who are you taking there?
I'm rolling with the Blues. I expect them to make it a 3-2 series.
I do not. Winnipeg's going to get back on track today. They're going to go ahead and win
So
this
to make
one
it a
by at
3-2
least
series,
two
that's
goals.
crazy. Just what I said.
Yeah. All right. Tomorrow's games, Keaton. Thursday, we got the Leaves traveling to Ottawa to take on the Senators,
Leaves.
where the Senators are a -1.5 at home. Who are you taking there?
I'm going to take the Leafs. They'll probably close this one out. I mean, like I stated before, I mean, it has been quite historic, and it would be pretty crazy to see them just completely dismantle in this first round. But I expect them to make that finish. I don't know. I mean, they do get that +1.5 too, so I think they just give it to the home team for no reason. But yeah,
It used to always be
we'll take the Leafs.
minus on the home ice. But yeah, I'm going Leaves as well. +1.5 to them. I already thought they were going to win. Giving them a goal and a half, just that solidifies it. Vegas, they're traveling to Minnesota to take on the Wild, where Minnesota is +1.5 at home. Who are you taking in that one?
That's an interesting one. I'm going to roll with the Wild at home as far as that +1.5. That spread's too nice. In the last game, they did go into overtime, and the games before that, the Wild have just been killing the Knights. So they might have solved the Wild as far as that last game, but I don't know, man. That +1.5 is just too generous.
I completely agree. I think it's way too generous. I'm taking Minnesota as well. I mean, I could see that game going to overtime and going Vegas.
I mean, are there ever any like +0.5s? Like, where the fuck are those bets coming in?
I haven't seen. They just tell you to take the money line at that point. Next game, Stars and Avs in Colorado. The Avs are -1.5. Who are you taking in that one?
I'm going to roll with the Avs. Probably going to make it a 7-game series.
Yeah, I told y'all already. I'm expecting that. I'm going with the Avs to go ahead and take care of business there. Our last game on the slate, it is the Kings and the Oilers in Edmonton, where Edmonton is -1.5. Keaton, who are you taking?
Been quite the series. These last 3 games have gone Edmonton's way. I think I'm going to roll with the Kings. Even if they are in Edmonton, I think that they get back on track and make this an even series.
I think it's all over, Keaton. All over. As even of a series as I think it has been, I think the last 3 games are an indication of what's to come. Not just
the Oilers just don't have a goaltender. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter who they start. They just throw anybody in there. They might as well throw that E-Bug from Montreal and that bald dude that was rolling in. I was showing you highlights of that dude. You look clueless.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going with Edmonton to close out our pick'ems. The comeback is on the way, Keaton. I've been saying that since the second week that we pick games. I've been down.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either. I don't think it's mathematically possible. But one thing I can do right is pick some games, pick some picks. Pick picks. I don't know. Anyway, last week, though, I lost because it was a 3-man bet, and everyone came through except one guy. Cale Makar decided not to get a point last week. And oddly enough, I have thrown him in this week's pick, but not as a point. I need Cale Makar to get over 2.5 shots on goal. Tyler Seguin to get a point, at least a point, over 0.5. And then Matt Boldy to get over 2.5 shots on goal. That will be money. But this is not financial advice. Keaton, who you taking?
My bet last week was pretty trash. Both of them did not make it. Jamie Benn ended up with 1 shot on goal, and he needed 2. I don't get that. And then old boy, the other guy, whoever I bet on, he was just trash. Dylan Strome, I remember. 6 of 9 face-offs. What a loser. Anyway, we're going to get back on track. I'm going to pull this information back up because I don't have it. And we're going to roll with Cale Makar with a lot more time on ice than 25 minutes.
Okay.
And Victor Hedman's probably going to play more than 23 and a quarter. So they're in elimination games. I expect them, D-men, to play a lot more time and minutes on that ice to ensure that victory. And they're both pretty solid players, you know. So hopefully we get back on track. So.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we come into next week talking about dubs, not just Dallas, but also our bets. Keaton, I believe that's going to do it for us this week. Is there anything that I am forgetting?
That E-bug from Montreal.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, y'all take it easy. Peace out.